If you're a person of faith, or you like stories around action and audacity and confidence, then this is for you. If you've ever thought about Abraham as a person in the word, and all that came to your mind was that this man must be gentle, Father Abraham, the song we used to sing as children, you thought he was gentle, and maybe when God told him to offer up Isaac as a sacrifice, it must have been hard for him. I started thinking a little bit differently recently when I read again chapters 13 and 14 of Genesis. I think the beginning part for me would be when his wealth and that of Lot that had been following him. In fact, we will dig deeper into chapter 13 at another time. But let's just pull out some things on his character today. So when his wealth and that of Lot became so much that the land could not take both of them together, and their headsmen were having disputes and they decided to separate, Abraham told Lot, look at the land and take your pick. Take your pick of whichever one you would rather have. In fact, the Living Translation puts it this way, it said, whichever land you prefer. And I was thinking about it that, you know what, most times when we have to decide on something with people, right, we usually would rather go first because we know that by the time they pick their own choice, they will probably pick the better of the options that are available or the best and leave us with whatever is left. And if you think about it, if you're someone who was not the first child or the second child, and maybe you're the third child in the family of 3, or the last born in the family of 4 or 5, you can imagine whatever it is that would have come to you. But Abraham didn't mind. And I was thinking to myself when I read that part that he must have had some level of confidence or audacity in the fact that it didn't matter which part Lot was going to be going for, it would still be well with him. And he didn't see Lot as a competition. And that was already giving me a new, vibe about his person. It didn't end there. We now moved on to 14. So in 14, Lot, had settled in Sodom and Gomorrah, and 13 had already given us the idea that the land wasn't good. The people there were very naughty and they were doing things that didn't please God and everything. So the king of the land and some other kings rebelled against some other kings. So it was like a battle of 4 kings against 5 kings. And you would think that because of the numbers, 5 would win. But in this situation, the kings that were just 4 on their own side, they won. And so Sodom and Gomorrah were part of the lands that were taken over. And Lot and his possessions were taken in the fight. But when you go down some verses, it now referred to Abraham hearing about this issue that had befallen Lot and wanting to intervene. So he went